Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Sunday evening. Oh, I hope we are all okay. We've all had a good day. Obviously, Father's Day in the UK. So obviously, if you've had time to spend with your old man, I hope it's been a good one. Obviously, whatever you've been up to today, I hope you enjoyed it. The sun has been out. And yeah, it's a good one. Obviously, tonight is the England game. It starts in about an hour and 10 minutes. So obviously this stream won't be going well into 8 o'clock. We'll all be done before then, trust me. But in this video, though, we're talking a little bit about Takefusa Kubo. We'll be talking Joe Rodon. We're talking Desiree Doue. We're talking Nathaniel Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah. Yeah, we've got loads to talk about. Loads of good transfers to talk about. Just want to say, though, if you're new and watching this, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And yeah, we'll sort of jump in and talk some stuff. We'll talk some stuff transfers wise. Obviously, I think Denmark, it's going to go and finish 1-1 the Denmark game. Yeah, I think Slovenia were probably, they deserve that equaliser. Evening Anime, evening WB, Sung Knights, Caleb, mate, how are you? Evening Zane. Buzz of England game. Yeah, same, mate. It finally feels like the tournament's starting, doesn't it, now, because we're playing. I'm selfish like that. Evening Spurs. Spursicus. How are you, buddy? Hello, Ray, mate. How are you? You're right. But yeah, excuse me. Hope we can treat you all well. And yeah, let's sort of jump in and let's talk. I've got some actually on my phone. Let me start with the ones on my phone. Then that way I can get them out of the way, you know. So the first one I'll start with is the Kubo report, obviously. That's why you've all clicked on this and all that. So it came from Mundo Deportivo, and they said that Spurs are interested in Real Sociedad winger Takefusa Kubo. So I talked about Kubo months ago, and I said he's definitely a player that we are keen on. We know of that. That's not, I don't think it's shocking to anyone. Yeah, I think the idea that we'd made a bid was a bit premature on some parts. But we are definitely having an interest in him. And the issue is cost. You're talking about a guy who's going to cost 50 odd million. Spurs are apparently only making one big move this summer. And, you would put, some good money on it being Eze. You're unlikely to say it's going to be Kubo, because as much as I think he would suit what Ange is wanting to do, I don't know if it would work though, if you know what I mean. I can't see that. That's the release clause is what, 51 million, 60 million euros. We won't be doing that. I don't think so whatsoever. Evening, Daniel, mate. How are you? Yeah, come on, England. Yeah, buzzing for the game, mate. Team news is out in 6 minutes, so I'm looking forward to that. He's got some interesting decisions to make. Which Spurs player is most likely to shine at the Euros? Am I going to be crazy and say Dragozin? Maybe that's what it was. Took you long enough to make another video. Yeah, I've been all right, mate. Slightly hungover from last night, but I've been good. Who is the most handsome host of this show? Myself, Donna Cullen, Executive Director of Tottenham Hotspur. That's mental. We got Daniel Levy before. Now we've got Donna Cullen in the chat. It wasn't gluten day. No, 3 lines on the shirt. That's it, buddy. That's it. Massive. No, wasn't it to Marvin Gaye. Did you say we inquired about Calafiori? I've not mentioned Calafiori whatsoever, Madsy, mate. He is not someone that I'll be talking about. So yeah, there's a little bit on Kubo there. What is your name, handsome boy? Donna, it's Andy, and if you can tell your mate Daniel to sign some players, that'd be lovely. That's all right, Madsy. Right. So anyway, yeah, that's on Kubo. Let's move on though. Let's actually go to Archie Gray. I wasn't planning to go to him next, but I'm going to. And it came from Alistair Goldridge that Spurs have a strong interest in Archie Gray, as do most of the Premier League's top clubs. Unless Leeds really have to sell, you would think the teenager will want to stay at Leeds for the time being. He'd make a perfect inverted right back, though. And I've said that all along. Don't look at it as a... don't look at it as a... move as a centre mid, look at it as a move as a right back who then can play some centre mid, So that's how I would look at it personally. And I've always have looked at it. It's like when when you watch a game of football, the commentator says something that you've said 30 seconds previous. That's what Alistair Gold just did to me. I talked about how he's a right back, and he'd be perfect right back because he'd end up playing centre mids. Alistair agrees with me, so I'd like to pat myself on the back for that one. After watching this, we have to get Calafiore would be so good. I just can't see it. Streamsy buddy, how are you, mate? You all right? Wagwan, Mr. Andy. Brilliant. Can you open Team Talk and see the article on top regarding Spurs, please? Got a news. Marshall, mate, don't know what you mean. I'll open up Team Talk and see. So you want me to look at Spurs? I'm not sure what I should be looking for here. I'll come back to it in a minute, though, Marshall, mate. Mr. Andy, are you a single boy? Jesus Christ, Donna. Jesus Christ, she's moving crazy. I think team news is starting to be leaked for the England team. Oh, it's already been come out. Pickford, Walker, Stones, Guay, Trippier, to be expected. Trent, Rice, and Bellingham as the midfield three, and then your front three is Foden, Saka, and Kane. Yeah, it's kind of that's the team that I expected, to be honest. That makes sense. Can't lie, Eze and Gray as our first signs would be serious. Gray, yeah, I really like the idea of Archie Gray. He'd get plenty of game time at Spurs that he would develop as well. So I'm all for this sort of deal. Any updates on Eze? Nah, we talked about him yesterday. Friday. Nothing really today, mate. 25 to 30 million guy being scouted during Euros for Tottenham. I'll try and have a look in a minute, Marshall, buddy. Right, so that's that on Archie. Great. Right, moving over to Mr. Joe Rodon. I thought, from one Leeds player to the next one. Alistair Gold said that Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton are amongst Premier League clubs that have shown an interest in signing Joe Rodon this summer. Great. Absolutely fantastic. If we can have a bidding war for Joe Rodon, that'd be brilliant. Because look, he's getting sold this summer. We know that, and I don't have any issues with a bidding war on Joe Rodon. I don't think any of us would. The fact that those three teams that have interested him is interesting. Obviously, you might have a Leeds to be thrown in there as well. I think there might be one or two other Premier League sides being keen on him. Spurs should get the money they want for Joe. I think 15 million they'll get. I do. I just do genuinely think so. Yeah, it's a shout. Thoughts on America sending Ronaldinho into panic mode because of a draw with Brazil? Well, after he probably just watched, Colombia absolutely batter the hell out of you for streams, he's probably thinking, what the hell is going on? They didn't take Richarlison. That was their issue. Should have taken Richarlison. Mr. Andy, I'm asking so I don't wreck homes. Only love single boys. Donna Cullen, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Daniel Levy's here. I actually got Donna Cullen and Daniel Levy in my live stream. Jesus. If anyone does care, Daniel Levy apparently is going to go hop in the shower. Mental. Absolutely mental. Ipswich or Leicester. Yeah, I think one of the two, one of the three promoted sides, I think will get him. I think they will. Obviously, they saw him all last season, so they know what they're working with there. It'd be solid. Easy, Donna. Take a cold bath or something. Drink tea, Marshall, mate. I don't know if you've talked about it because I joined the live. If we sign Ferran Torres, I will be fuming. That dude is dead. I watched about 80%. I've not seen any true links with Ferran Torres, buddy. I don't know where that's come from. Let me know and I'll have a look at it. But yeah, that's that on Joe Rodon. Moving over to Desiree Doue. The Rennes Wonder Kid is what they determined to be. Paul O'Keefe said that Ren Wonder Kid, Desiree Doue is a player that Spurs have looked at and are aware of. I think that's interesting. I mean, we talked about it. Well, we talked to him, was it a couple of weeks ago? Very, very, very briefly, but we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and it's definitely something, it's definitely something that, he's on the list. Just trying to think of, Archie Gray's on the list of players we like when we were linked with Joe Bellingham. So there's clearly an attitude of there's a few more spots that you can fill with some youngsters. So I think that's quite an interesting thing to be there. So I made a joke about Brazil and Andy somehow turned it into a joke about America. I hope you guys lose today now. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We're not going to lose. It'll be a 0-0. 0-0. Cooking up a feast. Sean Butler today regarding Torres. I haven't seen it. Well, let me have a look quickly. Right. Pause. Everyone pause. So it's Sean Butler. Personally, don't see it at the moment. Maybe I'll just search for the accounts instead. I can't see it personally. Maybe I'm being a bit crazy. I saw Kubo falling down way too often during matches, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He wouldn't be my preference. I'd say that. Mitrovic and Vlahovic starting for Serbia really need defense to be top today. I think who's on for a big game today? Mark Guay is going to have to step up today. Yeah, I'm confident in John Stones. Well, John Stones, General John Stones. He's obviously a baller, but I think Guay, obviously big stage, has to step up. Guay, and I guess Rice will be a big one. If you're gonna need Rice as well to help out, but I think we'll be fine. I'm predicting 2-1 today. Evening, Sophia, mate. How are you, buddy? Big up, Andy. You seen the lineup? Big up, Joshua. More importantly, I have. It's kind of the lineup that I predicted a couple of days ago because I said I can't see them playing for Palmer, Foden, and Bellingham. I think they need Saka. I think they need something a little bit different in the team. So that's what they've gone for. 2-0, 2-1. Sorry, I've said. He's talking about Spurs talk show. He has some wonky links to players. I don't know this person, so yeah. I would have played Joe Gomez over Guay. No. We'll just keep Joe Gomez away from the starting 11. I'm going 2-1 England. Yeah, I'd probably say so. Hey, Dragon, mate. How are you, mate? 3-1 England. Kane, Bellingham, Palmer, and Milinkovic, Savic. I'll take a 3-1, Madsy. I'll take a 3-1. I didn't see the end of the Denmark game. Was it 1-1 in the end? Someone let me know whilst I'm talking other chances. All right. So yeah, there's that on Desiree Doue. Right, I have got Trevor Chalobah to talk about next. Joe Gomez is very good, Andy. Yeah, not my cup of tea personally. Good as a rotation option and maybe as the fullbacks, but I'd rather Conser at centre half anyway than him. It was 1-0, right? Yeah, thought it would be. Seemed like a solid game. So, Trevor Chalobah, and this comes from Alistair Gold, who said that Trevor Chalobah is someone who Spurs have long held interest in, but this is key. But if he moves on this summer, he's likely to expect more regular football than Spurs can offer. And I think with this whole idea, look, I have this issue with people going, well, why would this player want to come here? We've already got these players, and he's not going to start. You never really hear that with other clubs, but we hear it about Spurs. Spurs won't sign these players because, they're not going to start, so they're not going to want to come here. But you don't hear it from any other top club. You don't hear it at City and Liverpool and Chelsea's and United's and Arsenal's. They don't have that. But as soon as it's Spurs, it's like, yeah, well, he doesn't want to come here because, rotation. And we need to have this mindset of, if we sign a player, he's going to play, 30, 40 games in a season. That's the attitude that we should have. Sometimes it doesn't exactly work out like that, but with 2-3 games a week, we absolutely have to have rotation. And luckily, next season with 4 competitions, we're going to have that rotation. You're going to see a lot more Jaguzian next year. You see a lot more of Damn, I'm trying to think of other players that maybe didn't get enough game time. I mean, you'll see Pedro Porro not having loads of game time. You'll see Son not have to play every game. You know, Adogi, all that stuff. You know, I see people saying how Dragusa should leave. He's not getting enough game time. He's not going nowhere. He's not going anywhere. He'll be fine. He'll get loads of game time next year. Just enter the chat. Are we selling Son to Saudi for 150 million? No. Why would Dragusa leave? People forgetting it's about building a squad. Yeah. We always have this idea that we always have to have an 11 and then it's a bench. Why is it not? We've got a great squad. Other teams don't have that issue yet. When it comes to us as fans, we go, well, why would he want to come here? He's going to be our fourth choice. City have how many centre backs? They all seem to play really well. Afternoon, Kamagoo, buddy. How are you? I hope the day's treating you well. What have you missed? You've missed a lot, mate. You're 15 minutes late. You missed a lot. We've talked about Kubo. We've talked about Joe Rodon. We've talked about Archie Gray. You know, we talked about Desiree Doue. We're talking about, obviously, Chalobah right now. But, you know, we missed the rest of them, lad. Come on. Team Talk got some special news regarding Spurs scouting 30 million rated player. I'll have a look in a minute, Marshall. It's okay being on a bench competitive team. Other than that, being on bench for an average team. Well, look, just rotation. That's what we need. Once we start competing consistently and going deeper into cups, people will get it. Exactly. We have to build out, as Ange said. Well, no, it wasn't Ange's story. It was it was Ange's story. It was like we need to bulk out the team, and we do. We've got some really good, exciting players, but we're also severely lacking in depth and rotational options. You know, if things aren't going well for a player, being able to swap them out. Haven't had that much love, you know, for that idea, do we? Buying, quote, backups is why we often have so much, quote, deadwood. Yeah, don't look at them as backups. Go and get talent. Go and buy talent, you know? Former Spurs player Harry Kane, Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, and Milos Vejkovic start tonight. There we are then. Are we waiting for the Euros to end before we buy? No, we'll be active whilst the Euros is going. I mean, the Euros is going literally right now. And we're definitely going to be active, that's for sure. Don't look at it as in a month's time, Spurs will then start to move because that'll be too late. Teams who have FFP issues will have a whole brand new year to start cracking on, you know? Summer fruit squash. You know it. Yeah, man, he will sell a lot. You think, well, we moved off of Tanganga, we moved off of Session, Perisic's contract's come to an end, Dyer's contract's come to an end, Lloris's obviously went in January. Emerson and Spence, they seem to be movies that sort of moves that are going to be happening quite quickly. You got Højbjerg, Lo Celso. There's probably more. I won't lie. There's probably more. Obviously, I know about the players out on loan last season that were getting sold, like your Rodons and stuff. But you know, that's players that were in and around the first team. So you know, we'll be active in the sales department. After with all these links, I wonder who he actually signed. Seems like Eze will happen. Otherwise, I'm not sure if we hate a 9 or a right wing or a centre back or centre mid, you know, that's for sure. We'll be active in that department. Fullbacks, centre half, you know, maybe another winger. We'll see, but yeah, we'll be active. I think about 5 signings this summer is probably what we're going to be going around on. Kamagoo with a super chat, buddy. I really appreciate that. Absolutely, Kamagoo's a legend of this chat. We all know that. Absolutely, all know that. Absolutely, big up to Kamagoo, mate. Your apology is more than accepted, my friend. You always know I'm always having a laugh with you. I'm not gonna tell you off for being late. You've got a life just like me, hence why it took me to 10 to 7 to do a live today because I might have drank a little bit too much last night and then obviously, you know, busy in the day. So, but legend, mate. Really appreciate that. It's funny how all these Serbian names end with a Vich. Yeah, I know, right? It's when like they're passing around, the commentator has to go so-and-so to so-and-so. And it's just, all you hear is itch. Summer fruit squash. Can you hold up that bottle? I might try one. Dude, I've not got the bottle with me. Listen, remind me. I'll try and remind myself for tomorrow's stream. if I miss out, tell me to remind in the next stream. All right. Rodon, Reggie, Gio, Pierre, Skip, Hill, and hopefully Solomon, maybe Davies and Forster too. Yeah, I forgot about Hill. I don't think I think Forster would be like a backup keeper, like a third string keeper, which I'm on board with that. It's good to have him around. Solomon, maybe. I don't know what's going on there. Davies, there will be open to listening to offers for him. I can truly see a team coming up, being like, we could do with some Premier League experience, A team in the bottom half of the table getting Ben Davies would be a bit of a get for them, Skippy, obviously Skippy wants that first team football for next season, so I get that as well. Sonovavic, what's the name that is? Evening, EZ, mate. How are we? What have you missed? Oh, EZ, you missed loads. You've missed loads. We've talked about, Kubo. We talked about Archie Gray, Joe Rodon. We've talked about Chalobah. We've talked about loads, mate. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Absolutely, Marshall. Yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Really do appreciate that. I've got some polls in mind to come up shortly, so don't worry. Ndombele has thankfully gone too. Yeah, one of those sort of cut losses, but yeah, he has gone. So zero complaints on that regard. What's everyone doing for the game then? Oh, you're at home, you're at the pub, you're watching it with friends, family. What are you doing for the England game in 48 minutes? What's everyone up to then? I'm interested to know. Are you watching it with your family, your friends? You're watching it on your own, peace and quiet. And if England are rubbish and you want to get angry, you're more than welcome to get angry. Swedish players often end with a Son, Eriksson, Svensson, Larsson. We like both our sons and Swedish players in our club. True. It's not a bad shout, Liston. Not a bad shout. Henrik Larsson would have been a good player back in the day for us. Yeah. Fun fact, Lamine Yamal and Messi Santiago are 5 years apart in age. He's a joke, Lamine Yamal. He's a joke. Him and Nico Williams yesterday were fantastic for Spain. I sort of explained it to someone. I said, Spain really kind of cruised that game, but for about a 15, 20-minute spell, they were hitting fourth and fifth gear, and they just blew Croatia away, I'll have it on whilst I'm sport at Beefeater for Father's Day. EZ, my friend, you deserve it. Enjoy it. Eat to your heart's content, as they say. But yeah, little like I always do with the phone, just there. So it's when someone tries to talk to you and you're like, oh bloody conceded. And they're like, yeah, I might give that one a couple of minutes before I start up a conversation again. About to walk down to a bar/restaurant. What do you think of the lineup? I like the lineup, Gary. I do. I think I kind of predicted that would be the team. I like having the Saka one in there over Palmer. Not to say that I think he's better than Palmer. I just think in terms of having a different sort of player, obviously Saka a bit more direct, a bit quicker. I quite like that. Well, let's see how Trent gets on in the midfield. Push comes to shove. Maybe Adam Wharton goes in there. No issues with that. No, I think the team's probably is what you could expect. Walks at right back, Stones, Guay, Trips at left back. It's about right, I think. What do you make about it then? Richarlison, Son, Heung-Min, Brennan Johnson. Yeah. We've got a thing for it. Exactly that. Enjoy it, EZ, mate. You deserve it. Has any news on Fofana, Edison, Heung-Min come out? Well, Heung-Min just played, so unlikely. Edison, other than since I last spoke him earlier on in the week, no, nothing. Fofana, just still expected to leave Monaco, but we'll wait and see what happens there. Is Gallagher in the lineup? No, he is, I believe, on the bench, unless he's been dropped completely, but he's not starting. It's Rice, Trent, and Bellingham in the midfield. Still good midfield. I'm really interested to see how Trent does. I think it's good that he has Saka, that he can put a ball over the top a little bit as well, because we were lacking pace. And having Trent, I feel like you do need a bit of pace in the team so he can play balls over the top. Feels like he'd be a bit wasted in the midfield if we don't have that, But yeah, good team, I think. We should win. We should be the winner today. I've gone 2-1. I think goal scorers. Look, I'll go Trent and Kane. I just think Trent might have a bit of a stormer today. I hope he does. Who's going to be the ball snatcher? For who? I have a terrible feeling about this game for some reason. You have a terrible feeling, Madsy, that I'm going to be right. It's going to be 2-1. And you didn't put any money on it. That's what that's the feeling. Why have you got a terrible feeling about it, buddy? I'm concerned about our CDM. We are talking about so many positions, but we need to go for a good CDM. We're looking at midfielders. We're looking at a couple of midfielders. I like Fofana. I do. I would like to get Fofana because I think value-wise, he's that, but he'll be a hot commodity this summer. Hot commodity. What's the chance of it coming home? It's coming home. He said, I have to back it. It will come home, but you know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see, though. England 3-1, Kane with a pen. I'll take a 3-1 MGS, mate. You know that. I'll take that bloody 3-1 and I'll run all the way to the bank with it. Solid lineup. Interesting Trent in midfield 3-1. Yeah, I think so. Look, we Shaw's technically not fit yet. So we're still waiting for Shaw to get fit. And then when Shaw's fit, then we have a left back. I'd probably say Shaw might get minutes here and there, just as like the games go on to get him up to speed, especially for knockout football where you do want to have your out and out best players in their positions. We want to get him up to speed. So I think through the group stages, he'll get sort of 5, 10, 15, 20, half an hour, and we'll go from there on him. But yeah, I think probably with all things considered, it's what you expect the team to be. Who's going to be the ball snatcher? Well, today it'll be Rice, with Trent hopefully helping him in the midfield. And then obviously you got Gallagher or a Wharton or a Mainu to come off the bench. Do you believe England go all the way this tournament? You have to believe, Kamagu. You have to believe, bro. No major upsets happen yet. I wish it won't be us, be France instead. I'll be here for a France loss. I'll drink to that, you know. Neither Rice nor Trent is defence-minded. Rice is defence-minded if you need him to be. If you need him to be. Arsenal is a bit different, you know. He sometimes plays the 8, but for England, he can play the 6. What? No Calvin Phillips? Yeah, I know. I'm shocked. I'm more shocked than anyone else there's no Calvin Phillips. Or a Jordan Henderson, you know. Even Maguire got kicked out. I was like, he's been listening to the criticism, Southgate. He's realised he can't pick all his bezies when they're not doing very well. I tell you, watching Sesko against Denmark, I was like, there might be a player there. There might be a player there. Interesting. I do think Nesri would thrive under Ange. Just that would feel a bit of a move, you know. Apparently, there's a lot of interest in Session. Obviously, I know he's free, but yeah, Alistair Gold says a lot of people for interested in Session. Yeah, sorry, I'm with you now. Gold finishes his Kool-Aid. Summer fruit squash. And then there's the waters here. Always staying hydrated. You know me. I'd take the England squad at Spurs. Yeah, it'd be right, wouldn't it? Weak link in the England lineup. England lineup. Well, listen, you could go a couple of ways about this. Will it be Trippier at left back because obviously he's a right back? Or will it be Trent in the midfield if maybe he gets a bit overwhelmed and you know, maybe it's not going the way he wants? Maybe those two. I like Mark Guay. Obviously, I love General Jan Storns. I like him as well, obviously. Walks. Love Walks. Pickford is good for England. Rice is obviously solid, one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. And obviously, you've got the best striker in the world. You know, you've got the Premier League Player of the Season. Bellingham was what? Bellingham could be on for a Ballon d'Or potentially, you know. And then obviously, you still got Saka on the right wing. So, you know, there's no real weak links in that England team. That's why the England team is very solid. We have to be, you know, we have to go into this tournament thinking we should win this. Or at least we have to be in that final fighting for it, you know. This guy, Brennan Johnson, let's cut our losses. Not going to happen, Kyrie. As much as you beg for it, it's not going to happen, buddy. But yeah, watching Sesko, I was quite impressed with Sesko. So it's difficult with those sort of teams because obviously it's so much different to your own club level football where, things may be a bit better. But in terms of like quality of play, apparently Kane is set to become the record English appearance maker at major tournaments tonight, passing. Is it Ashley Cole? I think it's Ashley Cole of tally of 22. That's pretty cool. Many congratulations to Big Harry. Deserves it, obviously. I like a bit of Everton too. Bit of a solid keeper. Gets a lot of stick. He gets a lot of stick. Yes, he does make the odd mistake or two, but let's be honest, a lot of keepers are bound to make mistakes. And when you're mistaking it, it's in that position where you are kind of screwed with it. Sorry, right. This transfer will be very peculiar. Teams not wanting to pay for some players and asking too much for their own players. It'll be hard to sell some of our players. Maybe. So I think some deals sell themselves. You know what I mean? I think some deals will be fine, but some deals, I do get there might be a few hiccups. Who do you think is the worst footballer pound for pound based on their price? Mudryk, I guess you could say. 100 odd million. Enzo Fernandez. I guess you'd probably say them. And that's not to say they're bad players. I'm saying because you spent so much money on them, The fact there's so much quality, it's like Belgium golden generation failing to win anything is shocking. Well, look, we've had a golden generation for England previously, and we mucked that up. This is another golden generation. It really is. Yeah, okay, maybe we can maybe get a better left back, or we can maybe get another better centre half. But in my opinion, you've got one of the world's best right backs. You've got the world's best striker. You've got one of the world's best, centre attacking mids in Bellingham playing for Real Madrid. You've got the best player in the Premier League in theory last season in Phil Foden. You've got one of the better wingers in the world in Saka with Palmer, who's actually had a really good season. You got Rice, who had a fantastic season at Arsenal. You got Trent, who's one of the best right backs in the world. We've got to be going in there going, we got some bloody talent. Feel bad for Cesc, Ferrari engine and Honda body. Yeah, it just things aren't going his way. He's been very unlucky with injuries. So I hope for him, if we take Spurs out of it, just for him as a person, I really hope he gets himself right, gets himself fit, and he gets himself playing again because he's a player and a half and he's still very young. I wouldn't be starting Trent. I wouldn't be starting Trent. I think we would look better in a 4-2-3-1. I think we're probably going to play a 4-2-3-1 esque, 4-3-3 esque. I mean, to be honest, most teams play that 4-3-3 nowadays, clubs wise. So yeah, I think Trent will be good now, but will he want to stick with it come the real big boy games? That's the other question. To me, clear cut, it's Anthony. Anthony's a shout and a half in Dombele. Now, but on Dombele's actually he's scored some goals, he's had some assists. Anthony's a fidget spinner. Even the greatest keepers make incredible howlers sometimes. Alisson did some shocking stuff. Alisson and Courtois in the same game had an absolute rotten. I suggest as Spurs that we don't stress and let things take its course because last season Ange made unbelievable signs under the radar, and I believe the same will happen this season. Exactly. Those as they call bombers, those bombers where they come out of nowhere and you're not expecting them, and you're like, "Oh, we've agreed a deal to sign this guy." Oh my god, makes me. I love those. I love those. As much as I like sitting here telling you we're signing this guy and here we go confirmed and these sort of things. Sometimes those out of the blue signings are the best. Really, really solid. Really solid idea, Kamagoo, mate. Blame the manager for all this. And by the way, did Thierry manage? Henry was the assistant coach. It was Martinez, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Roberto Martinez. Ah, Milton, mate. How are we? How are we, Milton, mate? How are you, buddy? Hope the weekend treated you well. The final right back, Geertruda's quality give Porro trouble for his spot. Well, all right. Well, let's do that poll actually. For the right back. So in theory, these are the 4 players that we could probably say we've been linked to. Vote on that poll for right back. I'm interested to see what you guys think. 2-1 Holland. Yeah, Holland was solid. I think Cody Gakpo is over. He's underrated, and I think he's actually quite a good player. So I'm looking forward to it. I was surprised to see Stefan de Vrij start, though. I was shocked by that. I was kind of thinking, will they get Van der Ven in there? Would Daley Blind get in there? And came out of nowhere. And it was like, oh, Stefan de Vrij starting. Okay, fair enough. There's 40k England fans. Is that in the stadium, Joshua? Don't know if this has any truth behind it, but I heard that Spurs, Newcastle, Chelsea made contact with Bologna for Calafiore. We've always been interested in Calafiore. But yeah, supposedly Chelsea and Newcastle have interest in him now, yeah. I imagine Kane returning like Bale did. Inject it into my soul. Yeah, mate, weekend was good. I'm doing good. Good. I'm glad to see him. I'm glad to see Milton, mate. Glad to see the weekend was good to you. One of my fave keepers, Dominic Livakovic, is going Spurs, the goalie for Croatian team. He defends like he has 6 hands during international competition. Oh, he's going to Celtic, is he? Good on him. Hey, Celtic is a good launch pad if you ever wanted a good move. Virgil did well out of it, Vanderson, for me, Chalobah can't play right back. Chalobah can play right back, mate. He's played there for Chelsea. Gakpo is decent. Yeah, I was watching a little bit when I was on my way to lunch, and I was like, actually, yeah. I was quite impressed with Gakpo. Just always looks lively. Always looks like he something might happen. It might be good. It might be bad. But Van der Ven on the bench makes you happy. Why does it make you happy? Why not starting? Geertruida, great, or Vanderson? Well, you got to pick one, Rec. Got to pick one. Chalobah can't play right back for Ange. It would be a well. Now there's the difference. He can't play right back for Ange, maybe, but he can play right back. For me, I'm on the Archie Gray hype for this one because I like the fact that we have a right back who can play centre mid. And if I wasn't going the Archie Gray, I probably would go Vanderson. So Archie Gray and then Vanderson for me is my 2. Nobody's picked Chalobah. Interesting. Hopefully Spencer and Emerson get gone next week. Yeah, I'm hoping. Oh, so let's say this time next week is the 23rd of June. I'm hoping one of them at least is gone by that point, which I think they will. Genoa have obviously made that offer. We know that Milan have made offers, and it's getting closer in terms of what they're offering and what we want. It's getting closer, and it's not just jazz hands. He's one of the reasons Croatia will go that far. Yeah. Mickey Van der Ven's real name is Michael Van der Ven. My life is a lie. Yeah, I'm going to pretend I didn't read that. Chalobah is not good going forward. Yeah, you really don't like Chalobah, Sofian. Wow. Van der Ven on the Netherlands bench reduced the risk of injury for us, of course. Yeah, but I want to see our guys playing, and I want to see him doing well. Trust me. What is it? Is it Romania, Ukraine? I'll be there watching with Romania in my heart, being like, there he is. There's an absolute massive unit at the back. He's a Spurs player. We love that guy. By the way, that team talk article. Okay. Can't wait to see Lucas Berval, and happy to see that Luka Vuskovic is close to being loaned. Yeah, off to Westerlo. Is it Westerlo in Belgium is how you pronounce it? Go in there. And then he's with us the season after, which is good stuff. And the Belgian league is a good leap up. It's a competitive league. It's a solid league. There's European teams in that league. I like the move a lot, actually. I really do. Geertruida would be cheaper than Gray, captain of fight. He would be, but Gray suits that right back role even more. We need fullbacks who are comfortable in the field. Gray and Alfie Doughty. Yeah, Alfie Doughty is a shout. I would love to know what his value truly is. Right, I'm going to end that poll. It looks like Vanderson won, not by massive amounts, but he won. Archie Gray being second. Actually, I just ended it. It was a lot closer. They'd closed the gap. Waterloo. Oh, okay. Sorry. I saw Rob McCarthy mention about us wanting to pay the money for Eze. I don't know how reliable it is. I didn't see it, to be honest, Joshua, mate. I don't have any. I don't think for any issues we would not pay the buyout fee. I think we would. For Spurs, it would be how is the deal structured? Because Palace are probably going to want, let's say 2/3 of that up front. They're going to want like 40 million up front, and that's a lot of money up front. But obviously, how does the rest of that deal look? Because obviously they put it into the release clause themselves. Palace, what they want the deal to look like. Gray is the best option. Homegrown can play two positions. Yep, agreeing with you. Chalobah 0. I know, right? Gray is also more versatile than the rest. Yeah, I like that. I like Chalobah as a centre back when I was a right back. To play right back, you need to be good going forward. Yeah, exactly. Sofian, I agree, mate. I agree. In a 4-2-3-1 central midfield, 3 creates an overload of midfield. The 10 plays can receive in space. Double pivot has to play and own the space. England should make easy work of this tie. Hopefully they do, mate. Really, really hope they do. I don't want to be going at half time 0-0. That'd be bloody miserable. Is Gray more of a solid defender or an attacker? What is he better at? He's all rounder for me. He's an all rounder for me, mate. I reckon they'd want 40 million up front, which to be honest isn't much in today's market, and the rest of 20 million is paid off in 2 years. Yeah, I could probably see that, Joshua. I could. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, actually, Joshua, I rate that. It's in my head. I was just thinking about it. Twizzling the old mustache. Yeah. Oh, right. Swap Rodon plus cash would be enough. How much would you say, Rec? 100% Gray, number one. Target and spread. Yeah, agree, Danny, mate. I agree with you. 4-3-3 starting next season. Vic, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Doge, Madison, Gray, Eze, Johnson, Openda, Jimenez, Son. So you're going to put Gray as our holding midfielder over Bentancur, Bissouma, Sarr. That is ballsy. I think Gray would be more of where Porro is. Yeah, I don't like it, Madsy. I don't like that one. I'd have to. I need some Bentancur in there. That's all I'm saying. I'm up for your live reaction to the England game. Oh, I won't be doing a live for it. Not at all. I'll be enjoying it in peace, hopefully. Pedro Porro's class going forward. He has a good cross. How about right back? Would be a big drop. That's why I'm going Vanson. Well, I like the Pedro Porro play style, like Archie Gray. That's why I think that'd be a nice little connection there. Hi, Andy. Did you know Ndombele cost Spurs 1 million per game? Can you believe that? I don't know if that's true or not, Stephen, but if it is, then yeah. It's one of those ones that didn't work, evidently. Gray's the future. He is. But that's why I like him in that inverted right back role, How can Gray be number one target? He's not number one target. He's not number one target. We talk football, mate. How about Brian Hill plus season ticket for whole family return for Eze? It's good. That's good. That's a good deal for them. It's a good deal for them. Those season tickets are not cheap. Hey man, thanks for the chat and I love the content. Silver Fred, mate, I really appreciate the comment, mate. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Really do appreciate that. Makes all this even more enjoyable. Hopefully not Johnson starting next season. I don't think he'll start next season, but I think you'll see another step from him next season, which I'm really looking forward to. And plus, he'll get time in like Europa Leagues and Cups and things like that. So he will start games next season, obviously, If we play Eze in 8, we seriously need a Palhinha. Eze is not good enough. He's not good enough off the ball. He will end up being better off the ball. But I would say, what is Paulinha's move to Bayern? What's going on with that situation right now? Because I just kind of assumed they would just accept it really quickly and it's getting done. And I just feel like the deal's actually gotten more stretched, if you know what I mean. Like they kind of feel like the asking price went up, So yeah, I'm not sure about that. Bentancur's my guy. We're gonna have Bentancur. We don't even have one top tier crossing winger. Well, we have Sonny for next season. I'll rate that. Kane is better off the ball than Eze. Yeah, but it's not about like what you've seen at other clubs. It's about what you see coming into a new club. It's different, you know. I never thought Maddison was like really great off the ball, but Maddison is pretty solid for Spurs. You know, it's about the team. You know, thumbs up for an Inside Spurs live reaction to Serbia game. Not got it in me. I'll be on the sofa, relaxing, watching it. Ten Hag is in talks with a new deal to stay at Man United. Interesting. How far with Kubo? What do you mean, Silverfred, mate? Do you think we have unknown players in the lineup like Fikario's side? Yeah, there will be. There will be players that we have no idea about. Maybe Bayern have some financial fair play problems. Well, they want to sell. They want to sell like 6 players, don't they? And there's a reason. I think there's maybe a reason why Davies and Kimmich haven't signed new deals. You know, don't understand the Johnson hate. I don't think it's. I hope it's not hate, but he'll improve next season for sure. Gray's 18. Could he handle price tag with the pressure? Well, there's that. There's that. I will give you that one. You always have that question mark, but that's when you do the deep dive into the player to understand it. You know, Johnson had a decent debut season for top 6. Like, yeah, he was decent. He wasn't the worst player. You know, he will get better next season for sure. And like I've always said, they always said he was a signing for this season coming, even though it was last season. So always remember that. Son can't cross over the top like Nico, Yamal, or Nusa. And I'd rather Son than all 3 of those players. Bayern is also looking at Tar. Well, I think what they're going to try and do is sell De Ligt, get 70-odd million back, buy Jonathan Tah, make yourself sorted on that front. Maybe that's the move. You could sell Jonathan De Ligt. You could sell De Ligt and maybe even buy a Paulinho and a Jonathan Tah, which is way better use of money. Any predictions for England Serbia game? Yeah, Rick, I'm going to 2-1 to England. I've gone Kane and Trent to score. Yeah, Johnson's numbers went under the radar. His performances wise didn't look good. Yeah, you know. There was games where I was like, yeah, there's games I'm like, he makes it difficult. But I think as a whole new style of play being played, a new team, you know, big pressures, things like that. I don't think he was that bad. And also, like I said, had we signed him for like 20 million, I guarantee the people that don't rate Johnson, half of them wouldn't say a thing. But it's because of his price tag, unfortunately. Honestly, don't see a player in Johnson. Would love to be wrong. Yeah, I hope you are wrong, mate. We missed out on Wharton. We can't miss out on Gray. Well, there is that, to be fair. Wharton would be good for Ange. I never was truly sold on him, but sometimes you're not always going to be right. Can we go from Milinkovic-Savic? I do think he would cook under Ange. Not with the money that he's on in Saudi. We ain't getting him. Johnson will come good. Yeah, I think so. You talk. All right, yeah. Petrossi, mate, how are we? How are you, buddy? You right? He's coming home, he says. Love it. I've been good, though, mate. I've been good. Good weekend. How was yours? Johnson as sub, though, was scary. He'll improve. He'll improve. Trust me. It was Johnson, his second season in the Premier, and he's developing game by game. He'll improve. I will keep repeating that one till the cows come home. Johnson will come good. Hell yeah, he'll come good. Right, a couple more minutes, and then I'm heading off to obviously get my backside in a seat, ready for the game, you know? Thanks, bro. Not bad. Just working in it. Will you live stream your match reaction? I probably won't live stream for the England one. Well, what I will do is, you know, like I was saying about, I will probably do a second channel for like gaming and things like that. We can also do like live watch alongs for stuff, like the England games, or you know, even just other games of football. We can always do that. It could be a vibe. I don't know if you guys would be keen on that. I'll put a poll up for in a second. Kimira Bobo guys scored against Poland today. Yeah, I think Poland are a weird team for me. Have you heard anything about Solomon, Hill, and Valise? Hill, I talked about the other day that apparently Everton are looking at him. Valise, it'll just be a loan next season. Johnson's stats would look better if he had someone who could score consistently. Well, there's that. Watch that Team Talk article. Yeah, right, will do. I love Williams, but his wages are a big problem. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Good luck to England and a pleasure to listen to. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Danny, mate. Really appreciate that. What games did you play? It'd be a mixture. You know, I'd open suggestions. You know, it could be FIFAs, it could be NBA, it could be Star Wars stuff, it could be Rocket League, driving games. You know, the thing is the PlayStation Plus thing. If you pay the yearly subscription, you get like 100 odd quid that you can play hundreds of games with that. You know. Johnson outdid his stat. Yeah, he was solid. Kubo played under Ange at Yokohama. Did he? Did he? Right. There's that for a poll for that sort of thing. Vote in that whilst we continue talking about other stuff. Evening, guys. Sorry, I've been working over the weekend. Have any players caught your eye so far in the tournament? That's all right, Dean, mate. It's all good. I think for the majority of people, everyone's looked at Calafiori. Looks solid, mate. Looks bloody solid. PC gaming clear, though. Does the PS5 still lack games, though? No, because I've got that PS Plus, mate. There's hundreds of games that I can play. You know, Marshall is an Assassin's Creed fiend, as you could call him. There's 10 of them or whatever it is, all on there if I wanted to play them. Years learner scouted all these players. Got too much time on your hands in a hype, or you've been playing too much Football Manager. Oh, that was it Weghorst, the Dutch player that was looking at him? I think we should have taken Giroud for just 1 year. Nah, Arsenal and Chelsea player, not happening. Right, Marshall wants me to look at Team Talk, the 30 million player. Do you know what? I'm not even going to read it. I'm actually just going to copy it and I'm going to put it into the stream comments so you can all see why Marshall was so desperate for me to read this. All right. That's in the article. I wonder why Marshall wanted me to read it so much. I think Luke Shaw will start playing once England get out of the group stages. I just think we'll build him up. I think we'll build him up fitness wise. Give him time, slowly build him up. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes here, there, everywhere. And yeah, he'll get better for it, you know. What was the player? Yeah. Oh, him. Where does he play? I'm not even going to tell you where he plays. Marshall, where would Semi Cligsoy play? You tell me, Marshall. Never play computer games, even though you design them. That's pretty cool in hype. That's pretty cool. To be honest, I actually quite enjoy watching people play games. It's just a bit more chilled, a bit more of a vibe. Yeah, you get obviously absolute freak shows who are incredible at games, and you get people a bit more like me who have their days, but you know, they're not crazy. You know. In DJ Kaz's voice, yo, they don't believe in us. Yo, they doubt us. Look, Semi Cligsoy is what if Marshall was an addict, he'd be an addict for this. Where's your summer fruit punch? I finished it, dude. I finished it. So I've only got the water now. You should play World of Tanks. I don't know it. It's like looking at the graphics. Oh, that's fair enough. Maybe do a Football Manager stream where the chat has input and signings, etc. Yeah, do you know what? I keep forgetting about it. I've got my PlayStation here. I'll head off in just a second. I want to basically see if I can find it. My friend sent me something. I muted my TV. Right. So I can play Football Manager 2024 on my PlayStation, which is interesting. That's interesting. I could even play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What a game. Are we taking a move for Stuttgart player Chris Furyk? He's very overstanding player. Apparently, we're not moving for him just now. No. What could be more funny is watching you react to people gaming, like what people like raging and stuff. It's interesting. I really like Ferguson, but he likes others having a inflated price right now. Ferguson. Kane, 56 goals, assists, and all comps is insane, and he's 30. Seems to be getting better with age, eh? Our front three needs addressing. I know. Let's bring Werner back and get Tammy Abraham. And he loves missing open goals too. We're not getting Tammy, mate. Don't worry. Ferguson too expensive. They want 100 million. Oh, do you mean Lewis Ferguson from Bologna? Madison Beer or Sydney Sweeney? Oh, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. Ange Postecoglou. How about that? Right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head off. Obviously, get myself ready for the game. It's in 10 minutes. I hope you are all going to enjoy the game. Obviously, on in 10 minutes, which can be class. I'll have a look at another channel for gaming and all that sort for everyone else to be a bit more casual with it. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, 12 p.m. UK time. Obviously, talking more football and talking more transfers, talk England, hopefully winning as well. Yeah, let's go England. You know, football's coming home, all that stuff. All right. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow lunchtime. All right. Enjoy the evening, everyone. Come on, England. See you later.